Up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I would like to talk about our Atlanta Falcons defense. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content or NFL content. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about our Atlanta Falcons defense. And I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons defense is one of the best units in the NFL. Right now, the Atlanta Falcons rank number 2 in total defense, currently 4 games into the season. Now, I know it's still really early. We're only through the first quarter of the season because there is 17 games now in the NFL regular season. But I've been very impressed with this Atlanta Falcons defense. I can argue that they've been the best unit when you talk about offense, special teams, and defense. I can say that they've been the best unit so far in these first 4 games. They've been the most consistent out of the offense and the special teams. And I thought in the draft, Terry Fontenot did a really good job of bringing in impact players. Him bringing in guys like Jalen Walker, trading up for James Pierce Jr., bringing in Billy Bowman, and also bringing in Xavier Watts. And we've seen already returns on these young players that we drafted. These guys are balling out. Xavier Watts being the rookie defensive player of the month. But Billy Bowman also having a pick already, an interception on the season. Guys like Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. both having sacks in that game against the Minnesota Vikings. I really feel like this young rookie class has come in and did a great job. But I also think that Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris did a good job of bringing back Jeff Ulbrich. And Jeff Ulbrich is one of those guys that really has put his imprint on this Atlanta Falcons team and on this Atlanta Falcons defense. I did look up a stat that stated that the Falcons have been blitzed the most out of any team so far this season. We're blitzing on like about 40% of our plays on the defensive side of the ball. And we talked about being more aggressive. That's something that Jeff Ulbrich talked about, something that Raheem Morris talked about during the offseason and during training camp and things of that nature. And we've seen that us being aggressive has paid dividends, not only with getting 10 sacks in the first 4 games of the season, but we're seeing this Atlanta Falcons defense play more confident. We're seeing guys making plays all over the field, flying around, guys flying to the football. And we're seeing, why being aggressive pays off. I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons defense from last year to this year looks like night and day. And I really feel like if the Atlanta Falcons defense continues to play at a high level, this Atlanta Falcons team could be a contender in the playoffs and possibly make a deep playoff run if we can stay on this upward trajectory. But I've been very, very impressed with this Atlanta Falcons defense. I really feel like a lot of people are sleeping on this Atlanta Falcons defense because we have a lot of young players. We have guys that are not household names around the league. Guys like Caden Ellis, who's a really good linebacker, but he doesn't get a lot of credit for how good he is. Guys like AJ Terrell, who should be returning from injury after the bye week. He's one of the better corners in the NFL. When you talk about cover corners, AJ Terrell might not get a lot of interceptions, but he's a guy that plays excellent defense, an excellent tackler, excellent technique, and a guy that makes plays on the football. He might not intercept a lot of passes, but he breaks up a lot of passes. So I definitely think that this Atlanta Falcons defense could be special. We know that they say that defense wins championships. And I really feel like with us bringing back guys like Taquan Graham, who could also be coming back from injury. You have guys like Braylon Trice. I don't know if he's coming back at some point this season, but he has the opportunity where he could return. And even guys like Clark Phillips on the back end at that cornerback position. He's another guy that's been battling injuries, but a guy that's a really good corner and could add more depth to this Atlanta Falcons defense. And then DeMarco Hellams is another guy who hasn't gotten a whole lot of snaps, but he's also a guy that can be an impact type player on the defensive side of the ball. So this Atlanta Falcons team has a ton of talent. You also have the likes of Troy Anderson at that linebacker position, who could also return from injury, and he could also make this pass coverage as far as that linebacker position a lot better. He's also a guy that you can use to rush the quarterback and blitz and things of that nature with us running that bare front. And we know that Troy Anderson is one of the best, athletes on the Atlanta Falcons team as far as his speed. We know he's a difference maker, not only on the defensive side of the ball, but also on special teams. So I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons defense, we haven't seen the best that this unit can be. But I really feel like as the year progresses, these younger guys are only going to get better and better as they, create chemistry with the other guys that are out there on the field. But I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team, if they finish as a top 10 unit, if this offense can get clicking like it was at one point last season and how it was against that Washington Commanders team a couple of weeks ago, I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team could really go far if we have a defense that's flying around, forcing turnovers, and putting guys like Bijan Robinson and Michael Penix on short fields. I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons team could hit their stride, and we could be one of the better teams in the NFL. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on this Atlanta Falcons defense. I really think that this defense is much improved. One other thing I want to say is we know over the last couple years, Jesse Bates has been the main guy on defense as far as, forcing turnovers, whether it's him punching the ball out, whether it's him getting an interception. One thing that I like that I've seen this year is other guys are stepping up. Jesse Bates doesn't have any interceptions on the year, but this Atlanta Falcons team is still balling because they've added these guys around him, these ball hawks around him, guys that can make plays not only in the front seven, but we've added guys on the back end that can also make plays on the ball. So if you try to avoid Jesse Bates, which a lot of teams, stay away from throwing towards Jesse Bates because they know, his prowess, they know how good of a guy as far as tracking the football. They know he's one of the better safeties in the league. They try to stay away from throwing to his side or throwing the way he is. But Xavier Watts is starting to show that he's one of those guys as well that can take the ball away. So with that being said, if you enjoy my content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for your boy. I have a lot more content coming for you guys. But as always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.